Ethereum is pumping hard, and Hex is showing its true colors, showing extreme resilience here after a guy just dumped about $3 million worth of PHEX. 650 million PHEX tokens were dumped on the market, and it was absorbed at a surprisingly fast rate. I mean, I had a V3 range set to catch that dip. If you follow my last videos, you would have known how to do that. But just 2 weeks ago, Hex was half a penny. Now it's still half a penny. So nothing has changed, and we just watched one of the biggest whales exit his position fully near the lows, which is beautiful to see. So with Hex holding strong and Ethereum breaking out, look at the Ethereum price today. Ethereum at 34.50. This feels like more than just a capitulation. It feels like a reset. So if you're not paying attention, you got to decide, are you going to get in or are you just going to watch from the sidelines? Hex has the potential to do something similar, maybe not 10,000, but double or triple digit X's along with the entire PulseChain ecosystem and a lot of gems within it. So I still like PLS, I still like PulseX, and we've seen this guy exit to Pulse, and what he's probably going to do is he's probably going to bridge these Pulse coins back to Ethereum and stupidly sell them on the MetaMask wallet in MetaMask Swap and eat a bunch of slippage and bridge into a lower liquidity environment and pay another fee to MetaMask. This guy's clearly a noob, and it just goes to show you, whales don't care. They've got millions of dollars. They don't care about, all the same things that the chronically online Twitter addicts and crypto degens care about. So like I said here, we've got Hex still at half a penny, despite one of the biggest whales selling his future at the lows. Now, how long is it going to take to play out? Look, act as if it's going to take 5 more years for all this stuff to pump. And I don't think it's going to take that long at all, but you need to be okay with uncertainty in crypto. You need to be okay with uncertainty and not just sit around waiting for confirmation. Because what a lot of people do when the bull market really kicks up is they wait for something to be confirmed. Like they're waiting, someone might say, oh, I'm waiting for Hex to hit 5 cents before I invest. And look, you got to ask yourself, do you think Hex is going to $1? I do. I think it can go past $1, but if you're going to wait for the confirmation of a coin like Hex to go to 5 cents first, this is the math, right? From 5 cents to $1 is 20x, but from 0.5 of a penny to 5 cents is a 10x. So if you're waiting for that confirmation, this is what a lot of people do. You keep losing because you don't take crypto seriously and you wait for the confirmation bias. So even if you make a 20x, that's great. But if you miss the 10x on top of that, you could have had a 200x. 10x times 20x is 200, which is why people make outsized returns by buying at extremely depressed low points like this. A lot of people aren't taking crypto seriously right now. They're treating it like some kind of sports betting. They're treating it like some kind of hobby. They're not realizing what's right in front of their face. I mean, BlackRock just filed for the Ethereum staking ETFs today. So now they're going to have interest-bearing, yield-bearing ETFs. And you, if you're new to crypto, if you're speculating, or if you're just watching from the sidelines, people make the life-changing money when they treat it like more than just a fun little hobby, right? They actually build a position and people focus and think long-term instead of getting endlessly distracted and wasting time doing a bunch of dumb stuff. So imagine Ethereum on its way to 10K. I mean, it could go much higher than that. I'm being conservative with 10K. Imagine all the publicity it's going to get. Imagine the sacrifice fund being well in profit. He's only about $200 away. If Ethereum pumps $200 more back to 3,700, the sacrifice wallet's in profit again. And at 6 or 7K, the sacrifice wallet for PulseChain would hold over $1 billion. Who knows? We saw them buying PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex in the past. It could happen again. And pair that with the marketing from every angle. Not only marketing from mainstream crypto bros, not only marketing from treasury companies, from global governments, ETFs, and banks, and the establishment, but within PulseChain, we've got marketing plans picking up as well. We've got this guy, a PulseChain fan, an artist, talking to the BBC news station to millions of viewers about Hex and PulseChain. Look, he painted little images of Donald Trump and Richard Hart. Interesting, guys. People are getting the word out. There's teams right now that are doing massive marketing campaigns, or at least gearing up for them in terms of PulseChain specifically. So look for communities that are really working for their bags, focusing on getting outside of crypto Twitter and reaching new people. And if you're finding this on YouTube for the first time, congratulations, because I don't know how much longer these prices are going to be around. Ethereum pumps first, and then everybody's waiting on their altcoins to pump next. There's no reason we have to wait for Ethereum to go much higher. I mean, the run could start at any moment. We saw Peter Thiel and his company buying into Ethereum. We see Ethereum getting a lot of mainstream adoption because, quite honestly, guys, it's the most useful currency out there. PulseChain's a clone of Ethereum. PulseChain's just the next iteration. And all these tokens that I like, they're undiscovered, underpriced, and they're iterations on stuff that already works. Like Hex aims to be a store of value. Time will tell, If Hex reaches $1, in hindsight, it'll be obvious that it was a store of value. even though everybody's dancing on its grave right now. PulseX is kind of like Uniswap if Uniswap had a useful token with a buy and burn attached to it. So I like this trio of coins because it iterates on stuff that already has worked. You don't have to guess whether or not these concepts work. We know Ethereum is useful. We know it's like digital oil. So we know PulseChain is useful. It's cheaper, faster. It's a clone of Ethereum, and it helps Ethereum with horizontal scaling. Hex and PulseX, stored value, decentralized exchanges. This is all stuff that's not reinventing the wheel, and it's only a matter of time before the marketing catches on and the virality really picks up. I feel like it would be unreasonable not to have these things do at least a 10x pump, which can be life-changing. Again, if you treat crypto as more than a little hobby or like some fun side game. You also have to mentally prepare yourself to not think like a pleb, because most of crypto, they don't actually have the belief in themselves or their own identity to actually become wealthy. So they're getting in their own way on this endless hamster wheel of trying to turn their $500 into $50,000 with endless scratcher bets. And they treat it like a lottery. So it's going to behave like a lottery for those people. But if you don't treat crypto like a broke pleb and you actually spend the time to dollar cost average, imagine you've just been buying, once a month, maybe $1,000 of some core positions. Doesn't have to be these coins, even though I like these coins. But rather than spreading your money into 2 or 3 or 4 new tokens every month, building a position in your long-term conviction play can seriously outperform. And you're going to be losing for a long time in crypto until, that 4 to 6 months where you get to be right. That makes up for all the past of everybody else being right and pointing at, oh, look at this thing that pumped and look at that thing that pumped. And that goes back to just being okay with uncertainty and not needing to wait for confirmation on the chart. I've been positioned for the last 2 years and actually building more at the lows. But I am relieved to see Ethereum finally pumping, getting back to that sacrifice break-even price at $3,700. So imagine the macro scale, the marketing of Ethereum, paired with the micro of all the heavy-duty marketing going on behind the scenes, stuff like Liberty Swap, stuff like perhaps mail campaigns, and then realize that a lot of the weak hands have been shaken out. And this is proof right here, the 650 million guy being gone. And let's check out the ratio, just because I'm curious. Okay, I think the ratio bounced right back to where it was before the big whale dumped. Look at this big green candle here. So the whale sold into my little range right here, probably made a couple grand worth of fees for me, and he's right back to square one. So that was fun. And that only took, 5 days for him to fully exit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 week, okay? If one of these Uber Hex whales is finally out of his coins, and it really couldn't push the price down much lower, what do you think might happen? What do you think might happen when we get a tiny little 5x pump? And then people start talking about it like they already are on the BBC News channel, for example. The virality is only going to keep growing. I cannot imagine PulseChain or Ethereum or crypto in general being smaller than it is today. So you're either going to get with the trend or you're going to keep watching it pass you by again and keep missing out on the next big thing. I think PulseChain is that next big thing. Plenty of other coins underneath the PulseChain umbrella. But look, you missed Bitcoin, you missed Ethereum, you missed a lot of these coins, and it's not worth thinking about. It's just worth recognizing that if you don't take a stand and have personal conviction and build a sizable position in some cryptocurrency, I prefer newer stuff with also solid tech, solid founder, solid community. And PulseChain's got the perfect combination of all that. But if you don't decide to stop chasing and just envision yourself, it sounds cheesy, but on crypto Twitter, we say you're pre-rich. Right? You are pre-rich if you really believe that PulseChain has 100x or more potential. It's just a matter of seeing it through, making sure that marketing comes to life, making sure that you don't get shaken out by the chasing mentality, the lottery ticket, the hobbyist, the speculator, bandwagon, retail pleb mentality. Lucky for you, you're subscribed to this channel and you're better than that. And you've got diamond hands and a strong mind. Whereas other people, even like this whale guy, they just couldn't handle. They couldn't handle waiting. So we do got to wait longer. We are going to see it play out. I feel pretty good about Ethereum at $3,500. And keep in mind that whales and people with a lot of money, they don't doom scroll Twitter all day. So it's good to think of creative new ways to punch outside the box and get more eyeballs into the ecosystem. I know plenty of people doing so in PulseChain, myself included. Excited for the future. Like, subscribe, share the video, leave a comment. See you tomorrow.